Good morning, Blue Lulus. How you doing? This one's not heartwarming, so if you need that from me today, I don't got it. I genuinely try to look at everybody from a place of empathy. I understand that all issues are systems issues when it comes to anybody who's experiencing the criminal justice system, and I think the same thing is true with people who are experiencing political differences from me. And so I try to look at all the ways that they could possibly see that, and I try to take apart their talking points without seeing them as truly evil and rotten from the inside, because I don't want to be like them, right? But when it comes to toddlers sitting on the stand and having to represent themselves in immigration court, I don't see that as anything other than evil. I saw the image of that little 4-year-old boy. They put the headphones on in court, and the judge is like, do you know why you're here? Do you know what this is? Do you know what a lawyer is? And of course he doesn't. Like, how is this possible? Look at all of the things that we have already shot down that the Joker has tried to do in the last 90 days. Almost every single thing that he has tried to do, we have said no to, and we've held the line. Though very tumultuously, we have held the line. And this is the thing that gets through? Allowing 4-year-olds to represent themselves in court. How is that possible? It should go without saying that of course a 4-year-old doesn't understand what's happening in court. They don't know what day it is. They don't know what time it is. They probably don't know their address, their phone number. They have to wear a pull-up. They can't wipe their own butt. How are they supposed to represent themselves in court? And I mean, I guess it does make it more complicated to make that argument when you have somebody who experiences those exact same deficits sitting behind the fucking Resolute desk. I guess it does make it harder to make that argument. But the damage that we're placing upon the heads of these tiny children cannot be overstated. Can you imagine being a small child and having adults look at you and say, hey, everybody in this country doesn't want you here. What do you have to say for yourself? What should they say? What do you expect them to say? And the fact that you can look at those tiny little children wearing their sandals and their cartoon shirts, holding a stuffed animal, and not see your own child. Like, that's evil. There's something wrong with you, and you need to figure that out. You love weaponizing children in our country, right? Remember the last 2 years, they have spent every single day harping on, oh, it's the drag queens. The drag queens are reading books to children and they're perverting their minds, and it's so horrible, the damage that they're doing to them. Meanwhile, freaking Vin Diesel is spending taxpayer dollars to make it so that he has a glam squad room in the fluffin' Pentagon. The head of all of our entire military needs to make sure that he's got a full beat before he goes on Fox News and spews a bunch of BS and make sure that he looks good for his selfies that he's sending to who knows what on his personal phone and leaking information, and you're worried about drag queens. Be so serious right now. How did we get here? And how on earth do we get back? It's being reported that 4 CEOs from massive corporations went and met with the Joker personally and told them that if he continues on this trade war, that all of our shelves are going to be empty in a matter of 4 to 5 weeks. And that's apparently changed his tone about things. And now he's thinking about rolling back tariffs, but he doesn't want to be too specific about it. And that is crazy. You have to eliminate them completely, because otherwise we literally will not have anything. People will starve. There will not be houses. There will not be cars. There will not be parts to fix things. People's air conditionings won't have the parts that they need to fix them, and then they'll get too hot, and then they'll have heat stroke. Like, how do people not understand the massive rippling implications of this level of ineptitude? Wake up. Look around. And there's so many people on the right just going yep, this is great. This is exactly what we wanted. Everything's going according to plan. If you want this, if you like this, there is something so evil and rotten and sick inside of you, and you need to cut that out. You need to find what it is, and you need to surgically remove it immediately. And to those judges that are continuing to have these proceedings, don't do it. Just refuse to have these hearings with teeny tiny children. Hold them in some sort of legal limbo until they are able to remove this ridiculous policy. This policy is in place because the Joker cut all the programs that allowed for lawyers to be there in the first place. Well, don't have the proceedings. They are not capable of representing themselves, right? Don't do it. All of us are just sitting by and letting him do whatever the heck he wants. I'm not capable of crossing that line. That breaks the rules. He breaks the rules every day. I'm so sick of all of this decorum and people like worrying about what they ought and ought not do based on the rules when he doesn't even own the rule book, let alone read it. The conservative publication, the Wall Street Journal, issued an opinion piece yesterday saying that maybe perhaps it would be a good idea for us to throw peaches at the Joker. That might be good for our country in terms of our standing and our trade partners. You think? Congress has the ability to stop this in its tracks right now. Today. They could throw peaches at him today and they could end this. I am fighting the urge to turn away with all of my strength because I'm getting so tired of screaming from the rooftops. Iceberg straight ahead. Fascism straight ahead. Economic collapse straight ahead. The irreparable damage to the soul of our country straight ahead. And they have no interest in changing it. But here's the thing, every single one of us will close our eyes for the last time at some point. And I've done enough research on NDEs, and everybody says that once that happens and you close your eyes for the last time, your entire life flashes before them. Well, I hope that when that happens for all of them, the first face that they see is that tiny little boy wearing those headphones. And I hope that once your body has fallen away, your ego has fallen away, and you are suddenly forced to reckon with all of the pain and horror that you have caused, not only him, but thousands of other small children and everybody else in this country that has dealt with the horror and the fear and the suffering that you have put upon them. I hope that your soul weeps because of that. Turn this boat around. Iceberg straight ahead.